Coming up on City Spotlight, with 5 episodes left in Season 8, we head to Arthur. First, we'll talk Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond Schools with Superintendent of Schools, Shannon Cheek. Shannon tells us about how the last 2 years of the pandemic have impacted the staff and students of the ALAH School District. Plus, an update on proposed facility upgrades for ALAH schools. Then, we'll have a feature with sights and sounds from the Strawberry Jam Festival. We're back in Arthur for another on-location episode of City Spotlight. City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com. And welcome to another edition of City Spotlight. As you can see, we are out of the studios of WEIU. We continue with another on-location episode here in Season 8. And we find ourselves taping here in Arthur on May 23rd. We are taping here in the district office of Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond Schools, and we are pleased to welcome back to the program the superintendent of Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond Schools, Shannon Cheek. Shannon, it's great to have you on again.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you having me.
And we are taping back here at the school building, so glad to be back here in Arthur Schools. I think the last time I taped with you was over there in the village hall area. So
yeah.
Because of the timing of when we taped with Shannon last, which was the fall of 2020. Obviously, that was a much different time in the world of COVID that we know of. But how are things going in comparative to when we last taped? Seems like forever ago.
It seems like forever, right? A couple of years seems like it's been forever for various reasons. But things are going well, honestly. We like all school districts in the state went through some pretty rough and challenging times, and we weathered it, I think, pretty well, and we have a great staff, great communities, and it's been nice here the last few months to get back to some sense of normalcy.
Okay, very good. Again, we're taping here near the end of May. Folks at home are seeing this episode for the first time, second half of June. We're nearing the end of this current school year for you. Mm-hmm. Shannon, tell us how this school year has gone.
I mentioned earlier we've had some challenges, as many have, but we've continued to forge ahead. We've continued to not only just, I think, survive all the challenges we've been faced with, but I feel like our district's done a great job and have actually thrived. We've been doing some curriculum work. One of the big projects that we've done really started my first year here, and that was with facilities. So we've been looking at our facilities. We've been trying to do as much as we can of gathering some information from all stakeholders, our community, students, staff, and we're really at a point in that process where we have a $30.6 million proposal that'll be on the ballot in June, and excited to see what happens with that.
Okay, we'll get to those facility changes or prospects moving forward. I know that's something that we talked with Shannon the first time we talked with you about 18 months ago. That's that study, and looks like you're putting that study to work. So what do you think these last 2 years have, I don't know, the word taught is the correct word. I know we're in a school, but what have the last 2 years taught your students and staff about themselves and getting through these last 2 years?
That's a great question. I think it's really, I mentioned the word challenge earlier. That's obvious, right? We've all been faced with challenges, but I think that trying to put a positive spin on that, it's taught our staff, our students, and really our communities to come together and to find different ways to do business or to do school. We had students that were in and out on quarantine. We had staff that were in and out on quarantine. So we were able to work with our staff and do some online teaching and have an online presence for those students that were quarantined or those students that chose to be online full time.
Right.
So it's really, I think, again, challenge, but it's also taught us to persevere and to do things differently. So we all would rather have not probably gone through this, but I think that there's lessons to be learned, and there can be some positivity that's gained through this too.
And I know in our last episode that we talked with Dr. Tom Mulligan in Arcola, getting back to normal recently with some of the mask mandates being lifted. Have you noticed people maybe body language feel a little bit better about maybe what pre-pandemic conditions were like?
Yeah, I think for sure. I think we've had again, getting back to somewhat of a sense of normalcy has been great for our kids and for our staff and our communities. Absolutely.
Very good. All right, let's get back to what you were alluding to there, the facility work.
Sure.
That Shannon talked with us the first time we talked with him in the fall of 2020, and obviously you have a very old building in Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond High School, and you kind of had a study there to see what could possibly happen down the road. Well, 18 months have transpired since we taped, and give us an update on things moving forward.
Yeah, so pretty exciting. We hosted a series of community engagement sessions where we hosted, again, open forums for community to come in and provide input and give some feedback. And we really wanted to develop a plan that didn't just address like the cosmetic pieces of our buildings, but was more of a functional study where we tried to look at programs and opportunities that we were providing currently, and what could those programs and opportunities look like if we did some renovating of our facilities. So again, went through that entire process this year with those community engagement sessions, and kind of landed on what I feel like is a solid recommendation from our community, and that is that we'll potentially, if the bond passes, would be looking at a significant renovation of this building. This building, as you mentioned, is dated, but it has good bones, and our consensus was that we wanted to keep the building and maybe repurpose. So you'd be looking at doing some HVAC work here in this building because it's without air conditioning.
What older school building hasn't gone through some HVAC work?
Sure. But the most significant piece of that project would be an addition onto this building.
Okay.
And that addition would be on the west side of the building and would continue west.
Okay.
And what we would be looking to do would be to move our high school students into that new portion of the building.
Okay.
And then we would like to be able to take the older part of our building, do a little bit of renovating of those spaces as well, and move our 6-8 students all under one roof. So we essentially would have a 6-12 building here on this site. So currently, as you're maybe aware, we have 3 pre-K-8 buildings. We have a pre-K-8 building in Lovington, of course, a pre-K-8 building in Atwood, and then a pre-K-8 building here in Arthur. So those would obviously be pre-K-5 buildings, which the renovating we would do here, which would allow us to bring those 6-8 students under this roof, would free up space in those other buildings as well for us to be able to do some STEM labs and some other creative activities in those buildings as well.
Certainly,
so,
enhance and advance, I guess maybe is a better word.
Yeah.
Those
21st century learning spaces is really what we were looking for, right? We wanted to make sure we were able to provide our kids with those types of learning spaces. The other piece of it that we're looking at, again, that's a major portion of this project, but we will be touching every building in the district with some minimal work here in phase 1, and that would be trying to do the best we can to enhance the safety of those buildings by creating our entryways would be more secured. So we'd be touching each building in a sense to try to help with the secured entries.
I'm kind of a history buff. I'm going to put you on the spot. This is not on my list of questions, but when was the last major renovation or addition change to this high school?
To the high school, I don't know that I have an answer for you, but I know that there was some work done at Arthur Grade School a few years ago where they to the junior high piece, and but I'm not sure of. So you did put me on the spot.
So,
and I don't have a good answer for you.
Well, then I guess the answer is it's much it's definitely needed.
Yeah, this building again is an older building, as you're aware. It's pretty dated. The district, the board, the communities have done a great job of maintaining the building. It's just a tired building. It's just tired.
It's a building that anyone that's lived in Arthur or the surrounding area, the Arthur area as we call it sometimes, everybody's gone through this building. So to see it probably will make everybody feel very comfortable at that. I want to touch upon maybe some newer things in the district. Our WEIU Newswatch crew recently did a story on the Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond, is it the bass fishing team? And I've been hearing about those popping up in different places. Seems to be a newer sport for some high schools in the state of Illinois. Talk about that newer edition. That's kind of cool.
It is kind of cool. It's relatively new. And it's gaining interest. The first, and I don't know when the first year we had our team officially, but it's gaining popularity. We have some great community that are willing to support. As you're aware, you have to have a boat to bass fish, or it's helpful, right?
Right.
So we have community members that have stepped up and provided those. The tools necessary, and it's really kind of cool. It's an alternative activity to than the norm, and I just think whenever you can add activities in general that help serve kids, and we have kids with wide range of interest, it's just nice to see. So.
Talking with educators such as yourself, it's not just the things in the classroom, but those extracurricular activities that that might end up being their chosen career down the road, but it also forms new relationships by having, it's an opportunity there that these kids, A, to be able to learn how to fish, I guess more properly, and B, converse and associate with other kids of similar interest.
Yeah, we talk a lot administratively and as a district about how to connect kids to the school. And you really did hit the nail on the head. The academic piece is obviously why we're here, but the other extracurricular activities, albeit basketball, track, Scholastic Bowl. Fill in the blank. That's why we do the things we do with those extracurriculars, is because it's important for kids to connect, and it's just another avenue for a kid to connect to the school or to a positive adult in their life, and we just feel like those things that they can learn with those extracurricular activities are extend far beyond the classroom.
Just popped in my head that I've been in this building a few times. Several seasons ago on City Spotlight, I talked with a former band director, a couple band directors ago here at this building. I'm kind of a band nerd myself, so extracurriculars, band is also one of those. So very good. Any other new things since we last talked? Any other new programs are being offered here in the school district?
I don't know that we have any new programs that are being offered. But we are starting to look at next year. We're going to be implementing a mentor program. We have a mentor program now that is for our teachers, first year, second year teachers. That's outstanding. But what we wanted to do is try to extend some type of an opportunity for our community to come in and get involved with our youth. So we've been working hard this year on developing that program, and we're looking forward to kicking that off this summer, and hopefully get some volunteers to come in and participate in the youth of our community and our schools, and again, give those students an opportunity to connect with a positive adult.
I think it's without saying mental health aspect of schools is even more important. I have kids of my own, seeing what the last couple of years have done, and other school districts have had maybe some mental health programs, maybe a tad longer than you will have had, but again, the importance of being able to really narrow in, and the importance of the mental health of the children.
Absolutely.
Okay, very
Absolutely.
good. When is your last day of school? We're taping again here on May 23rd. When's the last day of school for the students here in the Arthur area?
Last day is Wednesday.
Okay.
So this Wednesday, and then last day for staff will be Thursday.
Okay. So Shannon, my question for you is, what does the end of the school year mean to you?
I think there's always an excitement of heading into the summer, of course, but for me, there's a little bit of sadness too. I mean, the kids you got another group of seniors that are going to be leaving, and although you're excited for them, of course, and what the next stage means for them and their lives, it's still sad to see them go because. We have great kids here, and they're really invested in the school, and they have a lot of pride. And it's just the buildings are quieter in the summer, and you can get some things done. But kids just bring a level of energy and life to the buildings that I'll miss for sure.
And you tapped upon what the summer months are like. Give people at home a little insight of what are the summer likes here? Planning between years, school years?
There's a lot of planning that goes into the summer. There's a lot of work on the budget. There's a lot of work on facilities. What we're going to do. I mean, when you look at our facilities, that's the only time that we have to really deep clean the building. Kids are gone, so it gives our custodial staff an opportunity to get the buildings in shape for the start of school in August. So, summer is sometimes not long enough to get some of those things done.
It does go by super fast. And so we're talking about the end of this current school year. When does the new school year start in the fall for students here in Arthur?
We have teachers report on the 15th, August 15th. So we have 2 days of in-service, so August 15th and 16th, and our students will be here on that Wednesday, August 17th.
It'll be here in a blink of an eye.
It sure will.
Shannon, I have no other questions for you. Is there anything else you'd like to add as we... Pleasure talking to Arthur Schools with you.
No, I just like to reiterate that I really am proud of our communities, our staff, and students these last few years because it's been a challenge, but they've done such a great job of supporting one another. It's been great to be a part of.
And obviously, moving forward, we'll have a lot to follow up with you and see the transformation if all the bonds and everything go through with that. When can people vote? When can people vote on those bonds?
June 28th is when the vote is.
Okay. If my math is correct, I think folks at home are able to see this episode just prior to that. So hopefully you've gotten some information out of this interview talking with Shannon here. So Shannon Cheek, Superintendent here at Arthur-Lovington Atwood-Hammond Schools. Shannon, it's been a pleasure having you on City Spotlight again.
I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you very much. And coming up next here on City Spotlight, we'll continue this episode here on Arthur, and we'll have a little feature on the Strawberry Jam Festival. But first, let's take a look at some of the upcoming activities going on in Arthur.
There's a spoon on the end of this straw.
Yay! We are cutting up a strawberry angel food cake that Mac Condell out at the Homestead Bakery, the Great Pumpkin Patch, he donated 6 of us, and we're cutting up samples and going to give them away to people that are coming by. Give them a little taste. This one's strawberry flavored, obviously, with the strawberry jam. My name is Stephanie Wireman, and I am president of the Arthur Area Association of Commerce. I'm also the general manager for the Arthur Graphic Clarion newspaper. Well, I've been president for 5 years now, and that's just part of the president's duties is, putting on festivals in our town of Arthur here. This festival really started out probably back in the late 1950s. The downtown businessmen and merchants started this. Back then it was called the Sidewalk Day Sales. And the merchants would put all their stuff that they hadn't moved or, just needed to move merchandise, turn it. They put it literally out on the sidewalks, on tables. And that's kind of where it got its start. The businessman, Delbert Taylor, was probably the forefather of that. Obviously with all the businesses he owned here in town and also being the mayor. So that's probably where it got its start. And it's just kind of evolved into different avenues over the years. It then evolved into strawberry jam, and that came from having actual jammers on the street corners. They would play bluegrass, and so we kind of changed it from sidewalk day sales to strawberry jam with the jammers here in town. As the jammers kind of faded away and that went away, we still kept the name Strawberry Jam Festival and switched and gave some little jars of strawberry jam away so we could still continue with that name. And we also tag on with the Strawberry Social, which is put on out at the Auto Center. It's a one-day event on Saturday only of this festival weekend. So, but it's kind of our prelude to the festival and fair season. It's America's favorite fruit. We have a lot of local growers here that raise their own strawberries. And again, partnering with the Auto Center and the Strawberry Social. It just makes sense, you know? And it's the fruit of June to kick off the festival season. So it just kind of stuck.
Well, hey, big boy.
Arthur's known for its festivals and events. It seems like, you know, we have something going on every weekend here, whether it's a horse sale or something at the Auto Center, downtown, the pumpkin patch. There's always something going on in our town. So, but yeah, this is the kickoff season.
My name's Ed Collar. I'm the Director of Economic Development for Simply Arthur. Our mission is to promote tourism and advocate for businesses to come to this area, as well as advocate for the businesses that are already here. So, the Strawberry Festival is one of those occasions where we can invite people into this wonderful, unique, special community and show them what we have to offer. And you can find anything from boutiques to buggy rides, and it's just a fun place to come and spend the day and spend some time looking at what America used to look like with our unique Amish influence here. The special thing about Arthur is that we embrace kind of that good Midwestern values of hard work. It's a spiritual community. We have a number of churches and influences with that. And not only that, but I think we're just good people. We treat each other with respect. When someone has an issue, has a problem, and there's something going on, and there's a need in the community, we all gather together and try to make sure that that person and that family is taken care of.
We've got obviously fresh strawberries by the quart. We have fresh strawberry pies. We've got sales going on. Just a kind of a laid-back feeling in this town. We just kind of move at a little bit slower pace here in Arthur. And, you know, this is one of the best festivals we've had in a long time weather-wise. You know, we're not too hot. It's not pouring down rain. So, you know, enjoy the beautiful day, enjoy the beautiful countryside. A lot of people come to the festival.
There's a strawberry for you.
It's just a chance for us to show off what some of our produce in the area is, how we take strawberries and make them into cakes, into cookies, etc., and sell them right here in downtown Arthur.
Look how much this morning.
Well, it's just important that any time that we have something, and the Strawberry Festival, like I say, kind of kicks off our summer, that we can draw people in and let them know what we have here and what we can offer here. It's just a pleasant place to come and spend. So, you know, if you like strawberries, if you like small towns, if you like meeting people, if you like food, you need to come out to the Strawberry Festival every year.
We have strawberry caramel, strawberry banana. Oh, you know what you want.
Oh, yeah.
$3.
Oh, yeah.
He's got it picked out.
Well, you know, too many flavors just it corrupts the intent of the caramel corn.
Okay.
They come from all over. And we've been having vendors that have been coming here for multiple years. And a lot of them come, like, for instance, Aunt Kim's Kettle Corn across the street here. She comes for both cheese and strawberry.
What brings you to Arthur to sell your popcorn and products?
It's a nice, little, quaint town, and I just think it's a good environment for everybody. We got strawberry popcorn, we got strawberry banana popcorn, and we also have strawberry snow cones.
Now this year we do have 6 new vendors. We've had some vendors due to COVID not come back. They've changed their business, and so we're always looking for new vendors. You know, this is a festival that's a 2-day festival. So cheese is a little bit bigger and draws a little bit bigger crowd, but this was intended to just strictly kick off the season.
What do you think about the idea of having the festival centered around a strawberry?
I think it's just a good idea because it's definitely during strawberry season, so you might as well make a festival out of it.
What do you enjoy about it? Conversing with the folks?
Yeah, just seeing the people, seeing their reactions when the kettle corn comes down and the smells, and they know when it's fresh.
Well, they're like family to us. We know them if they've got something going on with one of their kids or somebody in their family. It's just a big family affair here, and we just love having them back. So, they're a big part of us being successful.
I wanted to do a strawberry shake-up, small.
We're very proud and honored to have them come back. I mean, for them to year after year come back and want to be here and note that people are going to come into this community. I mean, we're just a small community, but come festival time, this community grows, and we all enjoy it, and we sure appreciate people coming in.
We have a viable downtown, and we're proud of that, and we want to maintain that. So we feel like having these festivals will keep bringing people to downtown Arthur and keep supporting our businesses and keeping our downtown alive. We're always looking to bring new people to the area. So, through advertising or word of mouth or social media now, because we've kind of had to step up our social media presence. Things are changing, with technology and things like that. People didn't know we had this festival. So, and a lot of people, it's just introducing them to this festival, but for some people, introducing them to Arthur, and they're always going to come back, So that's our goal. We always have the same people sometimes come back. And, they say, oh, are you going to have strawberry fudge to give away this year? Are you going to do the strawberry bread, And we like to do the free giveaways because then it promotes that business that gave us that strawberry bread or that strawberry fudge or that strawberry angel food cake. So, when we give those giveaways, people always ask, where do we buy this at? So then we can send them to that business. And that's what it's about, is promoting our businesses. It's just a fun family time. We haven't had the greatest weather so far this spring, so I think it's exciting to just see people get out, moving around, buying some strawberries, purchasing things from our businesses, and seeing our community, and hopefully return to see us for the fair and the Cheese Festival in Labor Day weekend.
City Spotlight is supported by Consolidated Communications. CCI is honored to salute the cities and their leaders in the area, as well as providing TV, internet, and phone service to local homes and businesses. We live where we work and are proud to support the communities we serve. More information available at consolidated.com.